right, my name is Billy Mills, and from 1958 to June of 1965, I lived over in Slidell, Louisiana. Harlan Ford and I worked together, and we hunted together. We had two different camps up on Pearl River, and we were up by Tallashik, and would go up and drive up to the lateral canal, take a boat and go across, and then walk through the woods to the camp, and which was on the West Pearl, right above Bradley Slough. And on one of the occasions there that we were going up, we had to have an outboard motor repaired. We were bringing it back for the boat that we kept in the river. And we were also bringing some groceries and stuff along for the camp. And we had went up the lateral canal and parked our boat and walked across the canal levee and was walking through the woods to the camp on the trail that we had made. And as we rounded a bend with bushes on each side of it, naturally, about 20 yards ahead, we walked up on something, and it was like it was down in its all fours in the bushes there doing something. And I never thought nothing about it because there's a lot of wild hogs and such in the swamp there. And I thought it was just a great old big hog. From the portion that I could see, it was brown in color. Then it stood up. It had hair all over its face and hanging down. And I stopped, and Harlan stopped, and I didn't know what to think. And then just about as quickly as we saw it there and it's staring at us, it disappeared behind the bushes. Well, both of us woodsmen hunted all our life and hunted in there, and the swamp was fairly open there, and I don't know where to this day that it went, because I broke and run to see what it was, and we couldn't find no evidence, see nothing around there. We never looked up in the trees, so that's one thing we didn't do. And whenever it went behind the bushes, it could have got into a tree and climbed up in the foliage, because this was in the summertime and there was a lot of foliage all around, and we never thought about looking up in the tree. Then later on, we were hunting in the fall. My father-in-law, Papa Joe Grasso, he and I were across the West Pearl River on an island that was formed by Bradley Slough and another creek that cut through from West Pearl up above and then come down below the camp and come back into Bradley Slough. And we were on that island squirrel hunting, and we heard, it sounded like somebody beating a drum, but what it was a hog was squealing for dear life, and it sounded like beating on a drum. So I said, man, that's got to be something big beating that hog like that, and you could hear it across the river. I wanted to go over and investigate, but Papa Joe, he wasn't having none of that, so I like to never got him back in the boat to get back to camp, let alone go look for whatever that was killing that hog. And then later on, we found some tracks and all, and I believe Harlan made a plaster of it there. Later come back and made a plaster of it, but I never did see it no more. One night we were over there fishing and everything, and Jim, one of the guys had seen some eyes, and Jim Hartzog said, well, he was going to go investigate, and he took a shotgun. And after a little bit, we heard him shooting, and he shot till he run out of shells. And we had jumped in the boat and went down there and got him, and he fell off the bank after he'd run out of shells there, running from whatever it was, and he was scared half to death. And it took us for an hour or so to get him calmed down, and Mr. Jim wasn't somebody that you could scare. He was fought in World War II. He was a fighter pilot and been in there, and I never seen him scared of nothing, but he was certainly scared of whatever it was that night.